Hey, it's Ronald Polius. We're gonna do a deal walkthrough. I'm gonna show you the project, look at some of what's happening so far. And I want you to know, 3 years ago, I was a school bus driver. 2 years ago, I was a high school teacher. I didn't have any knowledge of real estate prior to me getting in. I just was on YouTube University, jumping into content and just getting all these ideas and concepts of what I could do, what I can't do. My mom has not owned a house, still doesn't to this day. And I jumped into real estate. And here we go. Let's do a walkthrough and just look at the project. So this is in Edmond, Oklahoma. And it is a big boy. This is my second project. And it's a $500,000 project. I'm gonna have another video talking about the numbers so you can see just where I'm at, purchase, rehab, and projected profit. But this being a second rehab project, some would say is quite insane to do. But what I did was I was really good with my numbers, conservative on that. I got great contractors, a great designer, and my confidence of selling this is just up the roof. And there's interest rates are at 7%, market's volatile, but even in a bad market, people are buying homes. In 2008, when the crash was happening and people were giving keys back to the bank saying, keep the house, people were buying homes. When you produce a great product, people will buy homes. I'm gonna do a final walkthrough when this is all finished, renovation-wise, and staged, just so you can see the quality that will be placed into this. So let's do a walkthrough. We got paint that's happening, some drywall stuff, painted the fireplace here. This is gonna look really nice when it's all said and done. You can see some cracks here. This is some foundation issues, but it's not structural. You don't see them much. In fact, you don't see them at all. Well, there's some places in the walls where you can see them, but that's kind of standard here in Oklahoma, and this is actually way better than some other houses I've walked. I'm buying one, the whole wall is moving. So it's gonna be quite interesting to work that one, but this is a formal dining area that's gonna look real nice. This is the huge kitchen we got going on here. A real interesting story here. I'm not gonna share it, but we're gonna just keep going. Painted cabinets. This is gonna look so nice. I think we're doing black countertops on this. I think granite. And then we got our white cabinets. So pretty standard. We went higher end on the flooring. Since this is a $500,000 project, we didn't want to go cheap on flooring. If you get the cheap stuff, you can feel it's cheap. It has some foam, added foam on the bottom. You don't got to put a plastic layering for water and stuff. It's all included in there. It snaps really well. We're using a laser on this end to get it put in, so it's gonna be high quality on this. This is gonna be a pantry area. We got a weird bathroom. You look this way to wash your hands, and then you look this way to use the toilet and stuff. So quite weird, but you work with what you got. Laundry room numbers. Look for the full YouTube video on that. But let's go over here. So master bedroom. We got one walk-in closet here, another walk-in closet here, and this is what is going to sell this house. We got this amazing shower, master shower. Before, it was a super old whirlpool-like tub, and it was not worth keeping. And then over here, we had just old cabinets and stuff. We had a old shower here, so we canceled that. Came over here, and my designer said, what if we had this epicness? And what the epicness is, a bunch of water just coming at you. These are gonna be adjustable and you're gonna be able to shower and point it. This is gonna be handheld. This is gonna be a rainfall. Same on both sides, so you can stand in the middle and just like. And then over here, we're gonna get a freestanding tub here. So some wife is gonna be able to still do a bubble bath. Gonna have this amazing shower going on. Some extra storage for linen and whatnot. They're gonna walk in there and they're gonna be like, "This is amazing." In fact, where's our tile? Where was the tile? Okay, over here. So we got our tile. My designer is awesome. She's deciding all this. I don't know how to design anything. This is gonna be floor. This is gonna be shower tile, and this is gonna be on the floor of the shower. So you probably can see this better than I can, but I can envision this, and I can't wait to really see what that looks like. So super excited about that. Let's go upstairs. Got this nice winding like staircase. Boom, 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 boom. And it's pretty standard. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. And we got a study room of sorts. I'm not quite sure what it is. This room here, shout out to my drywall guy who does more than just drywall, but there was Dallas Cowboys stars painted across this room for some reason. And drywall guy came before the paint guy came and just got it to where you can't see it at all. But on this project, I wanted to highlight that and just emphasize you want to be conservative on your numbers, because you run into situations like I've run into. I'm gonna get my camera guy to come over here. You see that? That is all paint runs. I forgot the word. Paint runs. And it's a little bit better because we mentioned it, but the paint runs were on every single door. It was quite insane. And then
this is fixed.
And this is fixed. This is fixed. So I don't know if that helps for you to see it or not. But I'm down about 16,000 with this painter. I got to get another painter to come, and I'm paying him 18,000 to finish downstairs. Because like you saw, downstairs wasn't ready. It wasn't finished. We just had a bunch of drywall work that's been done. But the baseboard and the trim was all worked on. Well, we got to get all of that redone. Upstairs has been painted, but there's different places where it's discolored and it needs another coat, and the painter I had just wasn't gonna do another coat. You could see that's been painted. That's a finished job. So this $500,000 project just cannot be sold with this horrible paint job. It just can't. You can come over here. We're gonna redo this whole shower. So it's gonna be super vanities on each side. I want to just point out again, like if you could see, there's just the tape they use harsh tape on this, so it just wasn't done well. And those are just lessons you learn as you do this, because you get a contractor that that you think will do a great job, and you go through the first draw and you go through the second, and they just don't up the quality. Now, don't get me wrong. This person probably could have, my little girl's calling for me. I'll be right there. This painter probably could have done a rental job and probably gotten away with it, because it's like, we don't care. Not for one of my rentals, but for somebody else's rentals. But when you're trying to sell a house for $500,000, the paint job has to be $500,000 worth of quality, if you will. And so I buy with that margin, because you run into situations like this and you got to pivot. and that margin helps you. And so I'm super excited about this project. It's my second flip. This is probably going to go live here in May when we're recording this. So we're going to do another walkthrough when it's all done, floorings down, carpets down, tile, all of that, and just let you see the finished product. And I want you to let me know if it's a project you would buy and take down. But I'm going to be dishing out more content like this. Why don't you comment? Let me know what you like to see, what you don't like to see. I just want to be able to provide value because I realized 2 to 3 years ago, I couldn't even dream of walking a project like this. I didn't know what it looked like, what to look for. And now I'm walking it and I'm learning so much even on this project. And so drop your questions on what you'd like to learn, what you want me to focus on, and we'll see what we could do.